This week on Wisconsin Foodie.
This one has been on my list for a long time.
Right on. And could you smell it as you were coming down the valley?
North American black garlic.
Black garlic is regular garlic that has gone through a fermentation process. Completely changes the flavor profile to relatively sweet and savory.
Oh yeah, I love that. And you can see why this would be amazing to cook with.
You know, working with the Amish is taking a breath of fresh air.
Never knew what black garlic was until I met Craig.
And that was his lucky day.
Well, this stuff is great and it tastes good. We have not tried it in ice cream yet.
This one's for Levi. This is black garlic ice cream. Whoa. Black garlic has taken and redefined our idea of what garlic can be. Yum. The good garlic comes from right here.
Wisconsin Foodie would like to thank the following underwriters.
This day is 6 years in the making. For 6 years, I've looked for a storyline that centers around the 54639. For those of you who aren't zip code savvy, that is the digital representation of Lafarge, Wisconsin, in my hometown. And today, we get a chance to go behind the scenes at the largest organic black garlic producer in the United States of America, in one of these little valleys, North American black garlic. And what you don't know is that this black garlic ends up in products all over the spectrum. What I didn't know is how that garlic starts as a plant in the ground and goes through a fermentation cycle that takes it all the way over on the other side of the flavor spectrum. We get to meet up today with Craig and Tommy, and they're gonna walk us through North American black garlic.
Craig Dunnick, I'm one of the owners at Black Garlic North America. We are here in Lafarge, Wisconsin at our headquarter facility, perilously perched on a side of a steep hill in Vernon County. Everyone asks what black garlic is. So black garlic is regular garlic that has gone through a fermentation process, changes crispy white garlic into soft and chewy black garlic, completely changes the flavor profile from pungent and overwhelming to relatively sweet and savory. So the Lafarge area it's a rural area in Wisconsin. It's in the Driftless region. It's hilly. It is beautiful. You know, there's quite a few Amish that live in this area, and we actually utilize them for procurement of some of our garlic that we ferment.
Never knew what black garlic was until I met Craig.
And that was his lucky day. So you get to see this done the old-fashioned way. I've known Levi for, I don't know, probably 10 years now. But he actually showed up and asked to grow garlic for us, and we started buying from him years ago. You know, working with the Amish is taking a breath of fresh air. Their entertainment is working, I guess is the best way to put it. You know, we have our cell phones and everything else. For them, they like to work. You know, it's a whole family affair. When it comes time to harvest, they're all out there. When they're clipping the tops and the roots, they're all out there. It's you know, it's really something. It seems like every year when we do this, it's about 1,000,000 degrees, and you need to drink about 3 gallons of water to stay hydrated. This area is real good for garlic just because of the winters, you know, and so the garlic will actually convert more of its starches to sugars, you know, more or less as a natural mechanism for antifreeze so that the plants aren't disrupted by the sub-zero temperatures. And so that actually lingers into the finished product of black garlic and even the regular garlic. It just has a higher degree of sweetness. And it's hot, man. It is about 90 degrees. So I got my two-tone shirt on for the rest of the day. It's really interesting because, you know, the United States doesn't really produce all that much garlic comparative to the rest of the world. You know, and I think China produces 67% of the garlic worldwide. That's a heck of a harvest right there. A lot of different varieties, all separated by zip ties, you know, so that you can differentiate the varieties. I'm guessing it's probably acre and a half worth of garlic. I mean, there's a substantial amount of garlic up there. It's racked in pretty good. It's curing, so the garlic is, it has to cure and harden off, because if you don't dry it down to a low enough moisture content, it'll mold. And it depends on the year. Generally speaking, I'd say about 3 to 4 weeks is usually enough. The end of August, early part of September, you should be able to start trimming heads and feeling pretty good about putting it up for storage without having mold issues. If you get to work with the Amish for a day, it literally is kind of a hit the reset button, because it really changes your context on what you think is important versus what really is.
A wife and 5 children here. We moved out to this property 5 years ago. We like it here. It's a nice location.
When you look at how the Amish live, it definitely will make you question how and what we do as individuals, right? And so we're always gotta have it, gotta do it faster, better. And the Amish definitely are not like that. The pace is slower. We're so fast-paced in our life these days. It's not to them what they have as far as possessions, it's who's closest to them. And it shows in who they are.
That's something that I really like, and that is the togetherness of a community. The more you help people, the better your own life is going to get. That's just the way it is. If you share your joys, they multiply, and if you share your sorrows, they divide in half. That's just about the way it is. Well, like yesterday, I had an old grandpa. He's really old, and he was looking for something to do, and he showed up here and figured, well, maybe I got something for him to do. And I said, well, we can come out here and sit here and talk while we snip garlic, So that was enjoyable. He enjoyed himself, and I enjoyed him. It's just little things like that make life worth it. There's not a lot of people that do garlic. It's a unique crop. It's something different. Yeah, it's definitely something that we try to keep on hand. So a lot of times we just eat it raw. I mean, we'll just crack up a bulb and pop out a couple cloves and eat it. A lot of people just use it for an all-around cold and flu tonic.
Tell me about the first time you tried black garlic.
I was kind of skeptical about it, because I'm not too fond of fermented foods. But he gave me a couple bulbs, and I started eating the stuff, and it was like, wow, this stuff is great, and it tastes good. We actually tried some in our ketchup and different stuff like that. It really enhances the flavor, I think. Put quite a bit of it in with our venison to can it, and that's some really good stuff. You put that in your meat. To be completely honest, I have not had a recipe that had black garlic in it that I didn't like. We have not tried it in ice cream yet. That's something that I should probably try, but we just haven't gotten around to that.
At this point in my career, I know when I walk into a facility like this, it's time to get my hair and makeup on. I always like to tell myself I look like one of the dudes from ZZ Top when I put these on. The art of putting on a hairnet. Today, maybe try it like a beret. What do you think? Do I look French? No. Hey Craig, how's it going?
Luke.
Thanks for having me out.
Hey man, thanks for making the trip.
This one has been on my list for a long time.
Right on. And could you smell it as you were coming down the valley?
I could, and I could say I really like it, that smell. I find it very pleasing, it's very welcoming. So tell me what I'm looking at here.
So today we are packing 1 pound peeled black garlic. Our guys are pulling it off of one of the fermentation carts. There's about 700 pounds on one of these carts.
Tell me how the process works, please.
We bring in raw garlic and we'll tray it up, and we end up pushing it into the chambers, and from there we're modulating humidity, temp.
Walking into this, I feel like I know what garlic tastes like. But through this fermentation process, how does that flavor change over the time that it's being fermented?
When we get through, it's relatively sweet and savory.
What is it that makes it oxidize and turn black?
It's actually a Maillard reaction between the sugars and the lysine residues that are in there, and that'll actually cause a browning reaction. People that haven't ever consumed black garlic, right, they don't realize there's definitely a noticeable sweetness.
Totally. What are the flavor notes you look for, I guess?
Balsamic, fig, and date.
Okay.
I mean, that's really what we're looking for.
Sure.
You know, you really want it to have that umami punch when it goes through.
Yeah. Umami is one of those flavor components that is really hard to like articulate. What is umami? But it's a definite sense of earthiness, richness. It lingers on your palate.
We're looking at the color, we actually do test the pH on all of them, and then the flavor. Those three things are what are gonna tell us if the product's done. It'll be in here for roughly about 60 days, and then we'll start transitioning it to various places within the plant for aging out. This is going all over, you know, North America. No one that's doing it at the volume that we're doing it, to our knowledge.
So you would say, per your knowledge, that you would be the largest producer in North America.
Yes, yep.
That's rad.
That's pretty cool.
In the hills of Lafarge, no less.
Yeah.
As a kid who grew up here, like, never ever did I think like you drive from one valley to the next, and you've got these beautiful, innovative, food-related businesses just kind of tucked into the holler. The good garlic comes from right here.
Better believe it.
You better believe it.
Black garlic, and garlic in general, is a real specialty crop. And it requires special equipment, but it also requires special storage. These aren't products that are, you know, that easy to make.
Sure.
In all honesty, and at volume, it's even more difficult, especially when you think of the aroma. I mean, it's fairly strong in here right now.
Yeah. My eyes are feeling pretty squinty, where it's burning. I mean, it's legitimately burning a little.
Pretty much the same reaction that you would have if you cut a bunch of onions. You know, that same reaction will happen in your eyes where you're getting accumulation of a little bit of sulfuric acid residues.
And I'm the only one in here, it looks like, who's affected the same way, because everyone else is, you know, going out there about their business as normal, and I feel like I'm about to start crying here.
They're all used to it. The more you're out here, the more you get used to it.
Is there a place we could go and taste some of this?
Let's head back into the office building and try some stuff out.
Awesome, thanks. I'll follow you. All right, Craig, talk me through what you've got in front of us.
We've got some fresh garlic here. These are both from Wisconsin. We got fresh versus black garlic, so folks can see what that looks like.
So this, like smelling the raw garlic, which is where I'm going to start, sharp.
Super intense compared to the black garlic, which is so much more subtle.
So let's try this whole varietal first. What do you look for in good black garlic in this stage?
So we're looking for if we can cut it, not smear it, which we were able to do with this.
Sure.
You know, so it's dried to the appropriate amount. All right, so we could taste a hard neck versus a soft neck. How's that sound?
That sounds great.
All right, for you.
Thank you. Do you ever have people like react to the appearance of the black garlic, like when you take it out like this and it's softer than they're expecting, or a different textural consistency than maybe they had in their brain?
Our number one complaint here for retail consumers is that they received rotten garlic. And we tell them, yes, indeed you did, but we controlled that process for you. There's this inhibition on texture. They assume it being soft, it's, you know, it's no good, when in fact it most certainly is.
So this is a hard neck, Wisconsin grown?
This is.
Okay, you ready to give it a taste?
Let's do it.
Cheers.
Has that nice tobacco note.
It does. You know, you get that little bit of like sweetness, a little bit of acidity, and it's very well balanced. But then that flavor just keeps going. And it's something, as I've aged as a cook, depth of flavor sometimes is way more important to me than just that big first blast. As it lingers on your palate, it really allows for a different dining experience.
That is the pinnacle of what we produce, is that particular product.
Nice. All right, here we go.
Here we
Soft
go.
neck garlic.
Here it is. Zing.
That's way different.
Yep.
It's way different. Acidity, bitterness, very, very jammy.
Yep.
Like the sugar tastes very, very developed. Where this one, the hard neck one, like I said, a piece of fruit. This is much more subtle until it gets in the back of your palate. And right now, Like, I'm making saliva like crazy. And you can see why this would be amazing to cook with.
That one's really an umami bomb. I mean,
Yeah.
it is. It's a straight hammer for sure.
The straight umami hammer, I like that. That's a t-shirt in the making, man.
It is.
And this is fun. What do we have going on here?
When we would do our farmers markets, we would demo product, and black garlic on cream cheese. If you've never had black garlic, it's a really good way to start.
Well, I've never met a cream cheese cracker spread that I didn't like. Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. I love that. As you get going with it, the flavor profiles are complex. That earthiness about it, it enhances all the other flavors around it.
And you get that little bit of fat in there that slows down the garlic from going over your taste buds.
Yeah, that's delicious. Right here in the hollows of Lafarge, doing the good work with the help of the Amish, with the help of the garlic growing community all across the United States. They are thriving, creating flavor profiles that are unique to our palates, that are exciting, and honestly, are creating a community around this food. Awesome.
Luke, thank you.
Thank you, brother. I have a whole new appreciation for the ingredient black garlic. The thing that was so captivating for me was that deep, rich fruitiness that had emerged over the fermentation cycle. And it was something that Levi had said,
We have not tried it in ice cream yet. That's something that I should probably try, but
how he had wanted to try a black garlic ice cream that really gave me the inspiration for this next dish. And today, this one's for Levi. This is black garlic ice cream. To begin, we're going to separate 6 eggs. We want the yolks because we want as much creaminess as we can manage out of them. I'm going to add about 1.5 cups of maple syrup. And I'm going to add it to my eggs. We're gonna go with some heavy cream. What I'm going to do is put this custard base on the stove over medium heat. We want to bring this up slowly. If you do it quickly, you've made scrambled eggs. And now, my 2 cups of milk. We want to cook this until the consistency will coat the back of our spoon. Be able to draw a line where it doesn't collapse in on it. That is the viscosity of a custard base. Now that we've let our custard base chill out a little bit, pun intended, we're gonna put it in my ice cream machine. Now this is a professional grade ice cream machine. We use this at the restaurant all the time. For those of you who are doing this at home, there are so many different ways to churn ice cream, and all of them are delicious and effective. It's at this point that I want to start to incorporate my other flavors, namely the black garlic. Already, the fruitiness of the black garlic, when I'm smelling it, is delightful. Ice cream update. We're about 25 minutes in now, and I can see it starting to really become viscous. This is a good time to add in my sleeper ingredient, the Glacier Pentagreen blue cheese from Carr Valley. For those of you who think that blue cheese is not really your thing, I would strongly suggest trying the Glacier Pentagreen. One of my favorite parts about this cheese is its inherent sweetness. I'm gonna take and just basically shave some pieces into the ice cream. All right. Let's give it a taste, shall we? I've got a little olive oil cookie that I picked up from my local grocery store. Just something with a little bit of sugar and cinnamon to kind of bring these flavors together. To garnish, I'm gonna add just a little bit of this black garlic puree, a slight crumble of that Glacier Pentacream. Whoa. The first bite of the ice cream, I immediately get the maple. And then that's reinforced by that black garlic, that deep fruit flavor. Finally, the rich, savory notes of the blue cheese take this totally over the top. And Black Garlic North America has taken and redefined our flavor profiles, our palates, and our idea of what garlic can be. I can't wait to explore all the amazing flavor combinations that live in the world around us. It is truly one of the best perks of my job. Keep dreaming, Wisconsin, and the flavors of a new frontier. Yum.
I'm in my 40s. I've never had glasses, so I say, you know, it's got to be the garlic, you know.
You can't record the smell, can you?
Well, I gotta be looking a lot like Pigpen here, between the sweat and the dirt.
I'm okay with that.
Just shake that yolk off. Get off there, albumin. Yeah. I was making a joke.
I know.
I know.
I wanted the joke to land, and obviously
The joke was the joke. Okay. So today, this recipe is for Levi. We're going to take delicious, simple ingredients and combine them in something that's so familiar and captivating to the palate.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, it's so pretty.
Wisconsin Foodie would like to
So
thank
good.
the following underwriters.